So the last time we were together, we solved systems by graphing two lines. Now we're going to do it algebraically. So we're going to manipulate equations, substitute one into the other. That's why this is called substitute. And we're going to solve for x and y. So here we go. Number one, so we're going to start at an R2 level and we're going to end at an R3 level. So this is an R2 level because I see that one of the equations is solved for y. So all I'm going to do, because right now I have a problem, I have x and y. I want to just have x or I want to just have y. So I'm going to write a list. First we're going to solve for x or y. That's already done. This one's solved. And then we're going to substitute into other equation. And then step 3, solve for x and y. Okay, so we're going to take y equals -2. We're going to take that -2 and replace it for y in the second equation. So instead of 4x minus 3y, it's 4x minus 3 times -2. So we have +6, and now we have an equation that we can solve because it's in terms of just x. When I subtract 6, I get 12. When I divide by 4, I get 3. Now, the most common mistake that I have is that kids will say, okay, x equals 3, and it's done. So I want to get you in the habit of writing our answers as ordered pairs. X equals 3. We already know that y equals -2. So my final answer is 3, -2. Okay, that was a fairly simple substitution. Let's try the next one. So we have our step 1 is done. Step 1 is solve for y. It is solve for y. It's a little bit more complicated. This is going to go in for y in the second equation. Let me grab a pen instead of a highlighter. So instead of 3y, it's 3 times -2x plus 9. And then I just rewrite the rest of this equation. So -2x equals 11. So I've just replaced y. Parentheses are good because that's 3 times y. So it's going to be 3 times this whole thing. I don't know why my pencil is glitching. So my 3 is going to distribute. And now we have a simple algebra problem where we're just trying to get the x's together. Move the 27 over by subtracting. You get -16. Divide by -8 and you get 2. Now we need x and y. Last time it was really simple because y was equal to a number. Now y is equal to an expression. So I'm going to have to replace the x in that expression with my 2 since x is equal to 2, which means y equals 5. Final answer, 2, 5. Let's get a highlighter that's not black. There. And if you plug that in to either equation, that should work with both. Okay, here would be an R3. This one's a little bit more complicated. We have to solve for x or y. In this case, it's m or n. And I think that this one is the easiest. You could do any of the 4, but that m is almost all by itself. If I just subtract the 2n over, if I just take it and move it over here, I've solved for m. So I think that one's the easiest to do. And then I'm going to take this whole thing and plug it into the second equation with parentheses. Okay, and then I'm going to distribute the 3. So combine like terms. Subtract the 30. And divide by -8. Okay, I need to figure out what m is. So you could plug it into either equation. I still like the top. Top looks easiest. So m plus 2n equals 10. Well, n equals 3. So m plus 2 times 3 equals 10. That's 6. So m must equal 4. Alphabetically, you want to write your ordered pairs. So m comes before n, so it would be 4, 3. I think everything on your Schoology quiz is x and y. But if you had an m and an n, you just write it alphabetically. Number 6. This is More like an R2, unless we have kind of an interesting case. So let's try that again. This isn't like Notability where you can erase the whole thing in one swoop. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take this and plug it in for the x. So I get 2 times 3y minus 4 plus 6y equals negative 8. Oop, this is going to have a special case. I want to see if you can catch it. Negative 6y, oops, minus 8 plus 6y equals negative 8. Well, the negative 6y and the positive 6y are going to cancel. And negative 8 equals negative 8 is a true statement. So this must be the same line. And if you multiplied that top line by 2, you'll see that the numbers are the same. So it's the same line we learned in our last lesson. That means infinite solutions, because if it's the same line, they touch each other an infinite amount of times. Anything that's on the line is a solution. The other possibility is that if you ended up, let's see if I can erase my little mark there. If you ended up with, let's say, let's call this special case, is if we ended up with like negative 4 equaled 2. Well, that wouldn't be true. So then false. So that would mean no solutions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is solving systems by substitution. You need to do 2 things. You need to download the PDF that goes directly with your Schoology quiz. They are the same thing. Work on your answers on the PDF. Answer the questions in Schoology. Good luck.